So IPR is extremely important for the organisation. A lot of research work happens at St George's, both from the clinical end, but also from the scientific end, and a lot of products are produced as a result of that. So a number of patents are filed by our IPR office. So that's historically been the main focus of our IPR work. But increasingly over the last 10 years, digital content has come to the fore, certainly with our e-learning unit. So that also is obviously very important to our institution, especially seeing as e-learning will carry on. It's quite a big growth sector within medical education. So there's a lot of vested interest in that from the organisation. But from our own unit and our own department within e-learning, it has always been at the fore. We started in 2000, so it's 10 years now since we started developing digital content for our students. And in the past we'd probably not have used any types of measures to capture digital content, copyright relating to that particular content. But over the years we've learned to try and put in place procedures relating to it. So because we know that ultimately the students that get their hands on our content will end up using it, and the content can be will end up using it and sharing it on the web. So the content can be in various types of forms. So there's IPR relating, there's copyright relating to any images, obviously videos, audio recordings, virtual patients. We have a lot of content that's developed in serious games, in Second Life and so on. So each of these will have their own intricacies relating to it. And on top of all that generic e-learning content that you find on the web, we also have a lot of clinical content. And with it, we have to work quite closely within the clinical side. We're actually based within a hospital ourselves, so we just need to make sure that we're not treading on anyone's toes and actually capturing the clinical content in the correct way. And occasionally we don't have to capture consent relating to clinical content. So it's a very complex area. So I think as an institution we've decided to obviously spend a lot of time on exploring it and putting together best practice relating to it for our staff. Our students will end up using the content that we create, whether it's in the form of virtual patients or anything that we create is ultimately for our students. And occasionally a part of that content that we create, we openly make it available for the wider community outside of St George's. So there are internal users and external users, but then we have our creators as well, and our creators could be based within our institution as honorary teaching staff, or they could be clinical staff who are seconded in or might have honorary contracts within our university. So it's the whole spectrum in terms of users and creators.